get ready for some mischievous chaos because the Gremlins are coming back. After more than 3 decades, Warner Brothers has officially announced Gremlins 3, the long-awaited next chapter in one of Hollywood's most beloved cult franchises. The film is set to hit theaters on November 19, 2027, marking the return of the iconic creatures that defined an entire generation of dark comedy and holiday horror. The news came straight from Warner Brothers. Discovery CEO David Zaslav during the company's investor call on Thursday, igniting a wave of excitement and nostalgia across the film world. For fans who grew up watching the adorable Mogwai turn into mischievous monsters, this is more than just a sequel. It's a return to a legacy that helped shape modern movie magic. Zaslav revealed that Gremlins 3 will reunite some of the biggest names behind the original films. Legendary filmmaker Steven Spielberg, who served as executive producer on the 1984 original, is once again returning in the same role. Meanwhile, Chris Columbus, the screenwriter of the first Gremlins and the director behind Home Alone and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, will take the helm as both director and producer. That creative pairing alone has set fan expectations sky high. The screenplay will be co-written by Zach Laponsky and Adam Stein, while production will be handled by Amblin Entertainment's Christy McCosco-Krieger and Holly Berrio, alongside Michael Barnathan and Mark Radcliffe of 26th Street Pictures. So far, Warner Bros. Is keeping the plot tightly under wraps, with no details yet about casting, storyline, or setting. To understand why this announcement has sparked such enthusiasm, it's worth revisiting the franchise's origin. The first Gremlins film, released in 1984, was directed by Joe Dante and written by Chris Columbus. It told the story of a young man named Billy, who receives a mysterious creature called a Mogwai as a Christmas gift. A cute, cuddly animal with 3 simple but vital rules. Don't expose it to bright light, don't let it get wet, and never, ever feed it after midnight. Of course, those rules are broken, and chaos follows as the Mogwai multiplies into a horde of mischievous monsters that terrorize the small town of Kingston Falls. The blend of horror, humor, and heart made Gremlins an instant classic, grossing over $212 million worldwide, and inspiring generations of filmmakers and fans alike. The success of Gremlins also had a lasting impact on Hollywood itself. The film's mix of dark comedy and frightening imagery led to the creation of the PG-13 rating, as it was considered too intense for children, yet not quite R-rated. A sequel, Gremlins 2: The New Batch, arrived in 1990, embracing a more satirical tone. Though it earned only $41 million at the box office, it later... In a statement, Jesse Ehrman, president of development and production at Warner Brothers Pictures, said, "Few titles are as beloved and iconic as Gremlins, and we're beyond excited to bring it back for both lifelong fans and a whole new generation." Ehrman continued, "It's a privilege to be working alongside Steven Spielberg, Chris Columbus, and the entire creative team, and we look forward to audiences experiencing the next installment of the magic, mayhem, and heart of Gremlins on the big screen in 2027. For Warner Brothers, this revival represents more than nostalgia. It's a strategic move to tap into the growing audience appetite for reimagined classics, while maintaining the emotional DNA that made the original stories resonate. The timing of Gremlins 3's release announcement also coincides with an impressive streak for Warner Bros. At the global box office. During the same investor call, Zaslav highlighted that the studio's 2025 lineup had achieved 7 consecutive releases, each opening above $40 million, a record that no other studio has matched. Major hits like Minecraft the Movie, Sinners, Weapons, and The Conjuring: Last Rites helped propel Warner Bros. To the top of the domestic and international box office charts, Zaslav proudly stated, "We're leading the 2025 box office domestically, internationally, and globally. We're the only studio to have crossed $4 billion in 2025 box office revenue so far." The announcement of Gremlins 3 reinforces that Warner Bros. Intends to maintain this momentum well into the latter part of the decade. Zaslav credited the studio's success to the diversity of its film slate, from family adventures like Minecraft and Superman to adult thrillers such as Sinners and Weapons. In Q3 alone, we successfully launched a new era for DC Studios with Superman, showcased our horror expertise with Weapons and The Conjuring, Last Rites, and reinforced our commitment to great original works with Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, Zaslav said. Though Anderson's film is expected to lose around $100 million against its $130 million budget, Zaslav emphasized that the studio's strong lineup more than offsets that loss. The inclusion of Gremlins 3 in their upcoming schedule shows Warner Bros. Balancing original storytelling with the revival of proven fan-favorite franchises, a formula that has been central to its recent box office dominance. While many details about Gremlins 3 remain secret, the involvement of Spielberg and Columbus suggests the film will stay true to the original's blend of humor, horror, and heartwarming emotion. Fans are already speculating whether the story will continue Billy's legacy or introduce a new protagonist who discovers the mythical Mogwai. Advances in CGI and animatronics could bring the Gremlins to life in ways never before possible, but many are hoping the production team will preserve the charm of the original's practical effects. After all, the handmade Gremlins of the 1980s gave the franchise its distinct personality, terrifying yet oddly lovable. Whether it's a sequel, a reboot, or a passing of the torch, audiences can expect a visual and emotional spectacle when the mischievous creatures return to the big screen. For fans who have waited nearly 40 years, Gremlins 3 represents more than just another movie. It's a reunion with a piece of cinematic history. In an age where studios are increasingly reviving beloved properties, this project feels uniquely poised to bridge generations. The 1984 original captured the imagination of audiences with its blend of chaos, Christmas cheer, and cautionary curiosity, while its legacy influenced decades of creature features that followed. Now, with Spielberg and Columbus back at the helm, Gremlins 3 has the potential to bring that same mischievous magic to a new era of viewers. So mark your calendars. November 19th, 2027, the Gremlins are coming home, and this time, they're ready to cause some beautiful cinematic mayhem all over again.